Hey guys, welcome back to Tip Tuesday. My name is Matthew Sturkey with Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes. Thanks for joining us this week. Last week we talked about tools that your general contractor would need to get him started off on the right foot. This week we're going to change gears a little bit again and give you a little bit of preview for tips on what to look for when finding property. We're going to be doing a lunch and learn next Friday on this very topic. And I was looking at property this weekend for a client from New York, and it just got me thinking about tips for those folks who don't yet own land and who are looking for certain things or for what to look for when they're trying to find the right piece of property. So I wanted to give you a little bit of preview this week and go over a couple of things. The first would be topography. It's really important that you look at a piece of property that is good, build friendly, and that has good slope. When I say that, something that's really steep, just be mindful of the fact that there's going to be some additional foundation costs, some additional excavating, grading, retaining wall costs associated with a really steep site. So the piece of property that we looked at this particular weekend had good topography. It was nice and gentle. Moderate slope, rolling, so it was very build friendly, and the impact of some of those costs associated with putting in a larger foundation, a taller foundation, will start to add up. So be mindful when you're looking at a piece of land, be mindful of the topography and the slope of the property. The other thing that we can really kind of touch on in regards to that is what the impact costs are going to be of the building site on that piece of land. So pieces of property that have larger acreage, it's not always going to happen where the house is going to sit right at the front of the lot or right at the front of the acreage, right by the road. So you got to be cognizant of the fact that you're going to have to put a driveway in, you're going to have to get power from the road all the way to the building site. You're going to have to get water, you're going to have to get sewer potentially, or if you're not on sewer, you'd have to put a septic system which will help. But be mindful of those things and the cost associated with a driveway that's a half a mile long, or getting water from the road along a half a mile driveway. So be paying attention to where not only the land that you're looking at, but where you would put the house. The piece of property that we looked at this weekend already had power and water, and it already had the driveway already pretty close to where the building site would be. Septic system was already in place, and the building site might have varied a little bit, but certainly we weren't going another 1,000 feet from there. So that was really helpful that you've got a site, the property is almost build ready, as opposed to a piece of property where you're trying to put a driveway up the side of a mountain, or you're trying to move a building site way back on the back of the property, and you've got to get all that infrastructure to it. So be paying attention to some of those things, because while the cost of the land may be a little bit more affordable, sometimes that slope and sometimes that build location will start to add up to a lot of additional expenses that you'll end up paying on the back end that you really weren't aware of. So hopefully these tips have been helpful on what to look for when finding property. As I said, we're going to be covering these topics and many more regarding what to look for when finding land in our next Lunch and Learn on Friday the 26th. We hope that you join us. Please register, and if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to us. I hope this has been helpful today. Thanks for joining us for Tip Tuesday. We look forward to seeing you next week. And in the meantime, stay safe and healthy and stay warm. Take care.